I'm back. I bet you don't believe it. A lot of people probably thought I was never going to make a video again because throughout this whole off season, I said in my last video, which was literally like 3 months ago or something like that. I haven't even looked at the times or anything because I don't even want to know how long ago it was. But it was literally, I think I hiatused the whole off season, which is poor. I'll take it upon myself. It was poor. I know I needed to be better in that situation, and I needed to get more content out to you guys through quizzes and whatever else is there because it's there. And the off season this year was pretty dead, to be honest. So I had to try and spice it up. It's my fault. I'll take full blame for it. But with preseason coming back tomorrow, I thought, what better time? I'm back now and videos are coming back. So as of today, every few days, I'm going to get a video out because I've just had a 3-month holiday doing absolutely no videos, no quizzes, no statistics. Didn't even update any of the trades. That's how bad it was. I saw all the trades go through, all the big blockbuster trades, especially that guy over there leaving my favourite team. I'm not going to go into that just yet. We'll get there in a second. But I missed the whole off-season. The whole thing. All the trades. Karl Anthony Towns the other day going to the Knicks. Missed that one. Klay Thompson leaving. Missed that one. Chris Paul. Missed that one. I've missed them all. All right, I'll be honest. I'll take full accountability. I've missed them all, but I'm back now. And today, as of today, videos are back. So I've just jumped on today. We're going to go over this Karl Anthony Towns deal because it only happened a couple of days ago. It's the most recent one. It's the freshest one on everyone's minds. Everyone really has alluded to this trade and people have this side. People have varied opinions about it. My opinion is that the Knicks have made themselves better. My only one downfall with the Knicks and this trade that they've made is giving up Donte DiVincenzo. Donte DiVincenzo last postseason for the Knicks was everything they wanted him to be and more. He gave them 30-point games as a role player. He was doing nothing but hitting shots. I don't think I ever saw him miss a 3-point shot throughout the whole playoffs. He was just playing on an absurd level. His production was off the charts. Both ends of the floor, basically being the other half of Josh Hart, but he can shoot and Josh Hart can't. That's no diss on Josh Hart. Josh Hart's one of the best role players in the league. We're going to leave that alone. But Donte DiVincenzo losing his place in this team hurts for probably him and it hurts for the Knicks. Because their spacing with Donte DiVincenzo was everything they ever wanted. Where credit's due, Karl Anthony Towns now coming over. They now have a big man that can stretch the floor, and that's literally, I don't think, the only thing that they've needed and Karl Anthony Towns, debatably, people have this conversation all the time, best shooting big man ever. You can argue with your fridge about that one. I'm not really going to go into the details of it, but that's basically how I see it. He is, statistically and per the eye test, the best best perimeter shooter big that the game's ever seen. So for him to come over into this squad now, although he never requested a trade, which is a point I'll get to in a second, him coming over now into the thing is probably the last piece that the Knicks were missing, because the Knicks also, as you remember, during the off-season, picked up Mikal Bridges from the Brooklyn Nets, who is a 3-and-D guy. He's going to stretch the floor. He's going to sit in corners. He's going to hit shots. And he can create his own shot for Jalen Brunson when Jalen Brunson either isn't on the floor or is having a bad game. Mikal Bridges has shown us over the last 2 years of him being at Brooklyn that he's able to create his own shot and have an impact on the overall game if the ball's in his hands and if the ball's not in his hands. So he's going to make a massive difference for them. Karl Anthony Towns sitting in the corner for them is going to be everything they needed. Mitchell Robinson, when he comes back, I think they slide Cat over to the 4 and put Mitch at the 5. So they're going to have Mitch inside, and the other 4 are literally just going to have 4 around the perimeter. And Jalen Brunson, as we know, he's going to pose a threat inside like he likes to do. We know he's not a massive 3-point shooter. He can shoot them. We all know he can shoot them when, he's a high percentage shooter from there. But his game over the last few years and even earlier into his career, he's developed this inside game with his second to none footwork, pretty much. I don't think there's Nikola Jokic. Other than Nikola Jokic, his footwork is second to none. Like, for someone that small to be that effective low in the paint and to not be athletic as, say, your Ja Morants and your De'Aaron Foxes and those sorts of guys who are just purely athletic and are able to attack the ring, he still gets inside and can score at will, being 6'1", I think he is. So for him to be able to attack the ring now with Karl-Anthony Towns out in his corner, Mikal Bridges on the wing, Josh Hart on the other wing, and then Mitchell Robinson now giving him that lob threat, it's going to be insane. Like, the Knicks, for me, now, if they don't make the conference finals, they're busted. Conference finals, even finals run. I see them going far this year. Like, for that roster to be as good as it is and still be able to keep their main role players, like your Josh Harts, like your Mitchell Robinsons, those sorts of guys, to keep them around and build the roster that they have over the offseason is incredible. As for the Timberwolves, it's a weird deal. I don't know how it come about, why it come about. Karl-Anthony Towns has had his whole last 7 years of his career at the Timberwolves, never looked like moving, never looked like going anywhere. Absolutely no news or buzz in the media about him potentially being in a trade or looking to be in a trade somewhere. Just wakes up one day, picks up the phone and says you're getting shipped to New York. Because I don't know what happened. There was, it was a surprise to everyone. Even Karl-Anthony, he has come out and said that he was not expecting to be traded. He never asked for a trade. He never wanted to move. We know his relationship with Anthony Edwards has developed over these last few years, and it made them end up in the conference finals last year. So for them to just quickly abort on Karl-Anthony based on contract situations, because at the end of the day, the only thing that I can really think of is the money factor, because Karl-Anthony is on a max contract. He's on one of the biggest contracts in the whole association. Anthony Edwards is on that max contract. Jaden McDaniels is going to get a massive deal for a role player. Rudy Gobert, we already know, is making a hell of a lot of money. So the amount of money that's bedded into that team, I understand it. You need to clear the money up. There were some contracts running thin at the end of this year and next. But to trade your franchise guy away, because yes, Anthony Edwards, he's as good as he is, but I still see Karl-Anthony being the face of the Timberwolves because he's just had that much effect on the community and the culture around the organization. For them to just one day ship him out for Julius Randle, no disrespect to Julius Randle, I think he's a hell of a great player. I have nothing but respect for Julius Randle. He's a great player, gets to the ring, does all the dirty work. He's a bruiser. Something that a lot of teams like to get, all NBA talent, just all of the above. Julius Randle, he's everything that you want in a basketball player. Can stretch out, shoot the three, etc. But it's your franchise guy for Julius Randle, who for all of last year didn't play basketball. So we don't know what sort of form of Julius Randle the Timberwolves are going to get this year, how much of an impact he's going to make, how the spacing looks with him, Rudy Gobert, how his pick and roll actions with Anthony Edwards look, just all those sorts of things. It's a big question mark for me. To have all that fight and all that turmoil and all the stuff that went on with them, just for them to make a good run last year into the conference finals and then to trade one of your star players away kind of baffles me. It does. I don't understand how it's come about, but that's what it is. I think getting pieces like Dante DiVincenzo is going to be massive for them. Like, he's going to impact winning every single night. He's going to be a spot-up shooter for Anthony Edwards on the kick-out. And to come off the bench and give some offense for the Timberwolves while their star players on the bench, because we know one of the only flaws with the Timberwolves was when their star guys went to the bench, the offense was stagnant. The defense was unreal. Don't get me wrong, their defense, I saw that, their game against Denver, game 1 last year, their defense was some of the best defense I've seen with my own two eyes. So I'm not taking away from their defense, but their offense was slightly stagnant, and their defense was the whole reason that they stayed in the game. So for them to bring some more offense onto the bench is going to be massive for them, and it's going to impact them in ways that we can't even express on. So it's a weird trade. I don't understand fully what to think of it yet. It is going to work for both sides. Both sides don't really lose contention status. I think the Knicks gain slightly more compared to the Timberwolves, who the Timberwolves there is question marks on how that lineup's going to work, whereas with the Knicks, I can already see it developing into something better. So only time will tell. We can't really express too much on it now, but over the next few weeks, through the preseason especially, if those guys start to ramp up, dress rehearsals, and get onto the court together, we will see how it goes. That's all for that one. One last thing I wanted to express on. That guy over here. Media day the other day, seeing him in a Dallas Mavericks jersey was strange. For 3 guys to be in the association together for so long in the business that it is nowadays, because as we've seen, the NBA is a harsh business. Karl Anthony just was notified of that. For him to move away from those guys that they've spent so long together, won so many accolades and done all this, it's a shock. And if I'm being honest, I sort of understand it. The contract situation, the way our front office handled it was pretty poor. He was worth more than what they were trying to give him. They were trying to give him a 1-year deal, where I don't care if we give him a 3-year deal. As long as the money is okay, that's fine. But the fact that we only want to give him a 1-year deal after everything that he's done for our organisation, and I know Bob Myers not being in the front office anymore has changed that. Dunleavy Jr., whatever his name is now in that front office. For them to just do that to him, I can't wrap my head around. So now he's at the Dallas Mavericks. I'm all the best to him. Dallas got a great win out of this one. They're going to get that shooter in the corner, playing that small forward that they need from him. He's going to hit shots for them. Kyrie and Luka are going to do their thing. Luka's going to find some absolute magic balls across the court to find to Clay, who's going to just hit every shot that he gets given to him. It's an interesting one. So to see him not be in a uniform day one is going to be strange. What happens for the Warriors now? I have absolutely no idea. I don't know what happens with us now, whether we're a good team, we're a mediocre team, we're a bottom of the barrel bad team. It could go any way. The only thing I can say about our organisation is I love the Buddy Hield pickup. Because if we can get Buddy Hield embedded into our system, we all know how good of a shooter Buddy Hield is. He's up there. He's in the top 5 with Steph and Clay, like those 2 guys. So if he can find his way into our system and it works perfectly, he's going to be brilliant for us. Other than the news of us bringing people in, the people we didn't bring in, Lauri Markkanen, and we refused to give up Brandon Podziemski. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Brandon's game. I think if there was a deal on the table that was worth taking to get Lauri for Brandon, I think we should have taken it. But the front office, it is what it is at the end of the day. They're going to do what they're going to do, and I'm going to leave it at that. But Larry Markkinen, he's a 2-time, 3-time All-Star playing out in Utah. There's nothing going for him in Utah. If we want to contend, while these last 3 or 4 years we have Steph Curry and we have Draymond Green, so be it. I don't care if we get rid of our whole future and I have to suffer through 25 years of endless pain and suffering. Just give Steph what he deserves, because he's done everything for our organisation and he deserves it. Other than that, that's about it. That's all I have to say today. Preseason back tomorrow. Some Abu Dhabi game with Denver and the Celtics. And then there's an Australian NBL team somewhere from my own country's flying over there. They're playing. So it'll be good to have basketball back, because this off-season, especially throughout the last month, has been so dry. There's been absolutely nothing going on. And that's partly my fault. I need to be creating content in those times, making it entertaining, because the off-season was terrible. But it is what it is. It is now. Videos are back. That's the main thing. I'm here. We're going to get videos out every few days, if not every day. I can't promise every day because my schedule is a mess at the moment. But whenever I get the opportunity, I'm going to be right here in front of this microphone and I'm going to be giving videos out to you guys. If you support the channel, it would be, I couldn't even put into words, it'd be greatly appreciated. And continue to watch the videos. I'm going to start doing some YouTube shorts and that sort of thing, so stay tuned on that. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one, whether that be in a few days or be tomorrow. Peace.